Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome all of you. So, yes, tomorrow is Hanuman Jayanti. So, I thought of sharing one video about Hanuman. So, Hanuman is a great devotee of Lord Rama. He was ready to do anything and everything for the service of Lord Rama. Therefore, it is called Ram. Hanuman is addressed as Ram Doot, means he is the Ram Bhakt, the great devotee of Lord Rama. He is always chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. 24 bar 7. He is always engaged in the service of Lord Rama by body, by mind, and by words. That is the devotion of Hanuman, the exalted devotee of Lord Rama, great devotee of Lord Rama. If we get a small fraction of mercy of Hanuman, then we also can. I'm not talking that we get complete mercy of Hanuman. No, even a fraction of mercy, drop of mercy of Hanuman, if we get, then we also can achieve the perfection of life and can achieve the highest perfection, that is to achieve devotion to Krishna, devotion to Lord Rama. That is the highest goal, ultimate goal of life. Otherwise, everything is temporary here. Nothing is ours here in this material world. As we have been discussing in our classes, everything is temporary. Relative truth, the only truth is we are spirit soul and we are parts and parcels of Krishna, and Krishna is supreme spirit soul. We belong to Krishna and we have to serve Krishna eternally in the spiritual world. Therefore, we belong to spiritual world and we have to go back to the spiritual world. This is the ultimate goal of life. But here we are entangled in this material world, taken different identities. We have identified ourselves because of false ego, that I am this, I am that. So many identities we have taken, but these identities are false identities. None of them are our real identity. Real identity is we are eternally servant of Krishna. We are parts and parcels of Krishna, and we can be only happy. Our constitutional position is to be with Krishna and enjoy with him. And if we are not in that position, then we are actually diseased. So that is called diseased condition of life. When we don't, just like a finger, if it is not there on its right place, if finger is not obeying the dictates of the body, that means finger is diseased. Yes or no? Any part of the body, if it is not functioning as per the dictates of the body, suppose I want to lift my hand, but my hand is not lifting only, that means my hand is diseased. I want to speak, but this mouth is not opening only, then that means mouth is diseased. I want to eat something, but I cannot digest anything, but that means something wrong is there in my stomach. I am diseased. So when I try to do something, but I'm not able to do that thing, that means that part of body is disease condition. So now, if you extend this understanding, we want to do many things. We want to achieve independence, real freedom. We don't want death. We don't want to get old age. We don't want to become, we don't want to get suffering. All these things we don't want in our life, but these things come in our life. That means what? We want to experience all these things, but these things are not, we are not able to experience these things. We are able to, we are getting only opposite of that. That means we are all in diseased condition of life. Soul is now diseased. Soul is now contaminated. That is because of karma contamination, and we are suffering here. So how to get out of this disease, how to get out of this contamination? That is only by chanting the name of Krishna, Rama. Just by performing the devotional service to Krishna, just by offering our body, our mind, and our words to the service of the Lord, we can become free from this diseased condition of life. We all are in diseased condition, and we have to get out of this diseased condition of life. That is the purpose of life, and we can achieve this only by the divine grace of the great personalities like Hanuman. He is great devotee of Lord Rama. And if we get his mercy, then we can achieve our real position. We can become free from this diseased condition of life. Otherwise, this diseased condition will continue eternally. What is diseased condition? That we have forgotten our real identity and accepted a false identity. So tomorrow is Hanuman Jayanti. All of you can pray from Lord Hanuman to bless you all, and so that you can advance in bhakti to Krishna, to Rama, and chant more and more, because Hanuman is always chanting Ram, Ram, Ram 24 hours without any tiredness. He's not getting tired. He's always doing the name of, he's always chanting the name of Lord Rama. Always they busy in service of Krishna, service of Rama. When this video we saw, when Lakshman got, injured by Meghnath, then Lord Rama was panicked. This is all Leela, just Lord Lakshmana is Ananta Shesha. He is holding the whole universe on his hood. How can he be injured by some trivial, tiny living entity? Meghnath is tiny jiva, and Lakshman he is having unlimited hoods, who is holding the whole universe. How can somebody hurt Lakshmana? This is all Leela of the Lord. Lakshmana wants that his devotees should get anxious in service of the Lord. And when devotees become anxious in the service of the Lord, that anxiety makes us purified. That anxiety makes us free from that diseased condition of life. Otherwise, to take anxiety is our natural instinct. We take anxiety. If we don't take anxiety for Krishna, for the service of Krishna, then we'll take anxiety for these trivial things, for temporary things which are not of worthy, which are worthless. We take anxiety for all these things and we get depressed, and ultimately we don't get anything. But when we take anxiety for the service of Krishna, we become purified. All the great devotees, they were taking great anxiety, like Prabhupada. You see, Prabhupada would take so much of anxiety that I have to expand this moment all over the world. I have to go to America. He was always anxious. How somehow or other he wanted to go to America. He will print books, he will publish magazines, Back to Godhead magazines, and he will always plans. He went when he was going, 2 heart attacks came, but still he's anxious. I have to go in American countries. So devotee is always anxious. So Lord wants devotees to become anxious. Lord deliberately puts his devotee into anxiety, because taking this anxiety will purify us, and this anxiety will, give us love for Krishna. Will develop purity. Our heart will purify, and will develop devotion. We'll get engaged in the service of Krishna, and that's how we can become pure. And here in this pastime, Lakshmana is nothing but he's creating anxiety for his devotees. Devotees are constantly praying, what will happen, what will happen, and all are thinking about, something had to happen. Then Hanuman. So by this act, Lord wants to glorify always his devotees. Hanuman was glorified by this act. If this Lakshmana would not have become injured, then Hanuman would not have got this service to perform. By this service, he became glorified. From that end of earth, he went to this end, and in one night only he brought the Sanjeevani, and again went back and put the mountain, and again came back in one night only. That was the capability of Hanuman. So Lord always wants his devotees, pure devotees, to glorify him. So devotees want to glorify Lord. Lord wants to glorify his devotees. That is the dynamics going on between Lord and his devotees. This people cannot understand. This understanding is given in our parampara only by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Acharyas. They have explained this confidential understanding that Lord is also always anxious to serve his devotees. This, so sometimes Lord serves Lord Shiva. Like in Rameshwaram, Lord Rama is worshipping Lord Shiva. So people get confused. Oh, here see Lord Rama is worshipping Lord Shiva. That means Lord Shiva is supreme. No, Lord is always anxious to serve his devotees. And who is Hanuman? Hanuman is incarnation of Lord Shiva only. So Lord Shiva wanted to serve Lord Rama, because Lord Shiva is always looking for the opportunity Some or other, if he gets, he will serve the Lord, his beloved Lord. So Lord Shiva is always anxious to get the opportunity and serve his dear Lord. And Lord is also searching for the opportunity when he will get the opportunity and serve his devotee. So this dynamics is going on. Like Radha and Krishna. Radharani is always serving Krishna, and Krishna also, when he finds opportunity, he will serve Radharani. So, but people cannot understand. People think that Krishna is, womanizer. Krishna is characterless. All these so-called spiritualists, also Sadguru and all these so-called, they don't have any understanding about what is the Leela of Krishna, what is understanding. Just learned how to befool the common people. People are also foolish. They don't understand. They have not read Bhagavad Gita. They don't have basic understanding about Bhagavad Gita. So they just hear, they are just mesmerized by external, talk, external presentation. If somebody can present very nicely, somebody can speak in English, somebody can use some philosophical term, somebody can speak something which you cannot understand, then you will see, yeah, he speaks very nicely. He is a very nice spiritual person. Because you could not understand anything in Kali Yuga. One thing is very, very promoted. What is that thing? If you speak something and the next person is not able to understand, then you are glorified. You are a very intelligent man. Then you will get all kinds of name and fame. This is the nature of Kali Yuga. So therefore, in Kali Yuga, people speaks all kinds of rubbish which people, next common people cannot understand. And then common people will glorify him. Oh, he is very great person. All those things. But the understanding, higher understanding, when we approach a spiritual master, when we refer scriptures, then we get to know what is the current understanding, what is the exact understanding of these pastimes when Lord performs. Lord Krishna worshipping Radharani, Lord Krishna stealing the garments of gopis, that is for serving the gopis, because gopis wanted Krishna. So therefore Krishna went and he did such kind of pastimes. So Krishna always looks for the opportunity to serve his devotees, because devotees want that. So this is the higher dynamics which common man cannot understand. Therefore, in the beginning, therefore in Bhagavatam, Krishna's pastime is exact. The complete pastime of Krishna is given in Bhagavatam, and no other scriptures have talked about the pastime of Krishna. Here and there somewhere Krishna's pastimes are mentioned, but the total pastime from birth to how that much year, how till Krishna was there into this material world, all those pastime, 125 years Krishna was there in this material world, all those pastimes are mentioned in Bhagavatam. And that pastime is mentioned in 10th canto at last, not in the beginning. In the beginning, why? Because if in the beginning it was mentioned, people will misunderstand. So therefore, in the beginning, the understanding has been given. The our consciousness is purified by reading from first to ninth canto. We'll develop the understanding who is the Lord, what is higher dynamics, who is Krishna, what are all other incarnations, what is the mood of the Lord, what is the mood of devotees. When we understand all of these things, how Lord created this universe, everything, when we understand, finally correct understanding we have got about the Lord, then at last 10th canto, Vyasadeva writes about the pastimes of Krishna, that now you are eligible to understand the pastimes of Krishna. Now you read that. Just see, Krishna's pastime is not so easy to read and understand. You will misunderstand it. But people, what happens in Bhagavad Saptah, somewhere when 7 days Saptah is going on, invariably they will speak Rasalila of Krishna. They will start with this only. They will not start how Krishna was there in Mahabharat battle and he gave the instruction of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. They will not talk about Bhagavad Gita instructions. They will not talk about the instruction of Lord Rishabdeva, which also comes in Bhagavatam. They will not talk about teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, which is also there in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam. So all these things are there in Bhagavatam, but they will not discuss. They will directly jump to Ras Leela of Krishna, that how Krishna performed Ras Leela. Because people want to do this only. People want to imitate Krishna dance with gopis. So people want to take the advantage of this undue advantage. So they also want to do this frivolous activity, illicit activity, thinking that Krishna also performed. So making Krishna as our ideal person, I'll also do. But not understanding the intent of the Lord. Just they take the content. without knowing the intent. So both things are very, very important, intent and content. Without intent, content is useless. You cannot understand for what purpose it was spoken, and then there only this dharma glani happens. When the background understanding is lost of anything, then things starts deteriorating. So therefore, anything when we do, we should also know what is the intent. This is a even common affair in materialistic life also. If somebody says something, we should not go by content only. कुछ किसी ने किसी के बारे में बोला, so we should not concoct just by getting the content. We should also understand what is the intent behind the content. किस intention से उसने बोला, whether that intention is pure or it is some grudge, enviousness, jealousy. Out of jealous he has spoken. So that is very, very important to understand. So this is all the pastimes of Lord, why he performs. So in Ramayana also, all the pastimes are just to give a teaching to all of us, to the whole humanity, and to glorify his devotees. Lord Rama performed all such pastimes. So we should know very nicely. And tomorrow is Hanuman Jayanti. Saturday was Ram Navami. Sunday, I think. Sunday was Ram Navami. And now tomorrow, Saturday, that is the day of Hanuman also. And fortunately, Hanuman Jayanti also. So tomorrow you can chant more number of rounds. It is holiday. Anyway, 4 days holidays you have all got. So tomorrow at least I try to chant 8 rounds, 16 rounds, and beg for the mercy of Hanuman. In the begging mood, you can chant. And without mercy of devotees, we can never ever advance into bhakti. And even Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita also here in our today's discussion, if we read, then here it says, service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practice under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna, and one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Just see, this is the most important line. Instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Our mission in life should not be to achieve material things, to gratify our senses, to become millionaire, billionaire, and finally die. No, that is temporary things. Yesterday we discussed that an intelligent man, he doesn't delight in temporary things. He always take pleasure into which is eternal, which is absolute truth. So the mission in human form of life, what should be? It should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Just see. And fortunately, we have got a bona fide spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. So we should accept his instruction as one's mission in life. Just like Hanuman, he accepted the mission of Lord Rama. Lord Rama said that now we have to protect Lakshmana, because if we don't get this Sanjeevani before sunrise, then Lakshmana would die. And that's just Leela. But in this material plane, if we understand, then Lakshmana would die. Then Hanuman took this very serious, and he said, somehow or other, I will bring the Sanjeevani from Himalaya, and before sunrise only, I will be able to reach here. So he took this instruction as his life and soul, mission in life. So this is the secret to advance in bhakti. If we at all want to advance in spiritual life, then we have to follow we have to best practice, we have to practice under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna. So we have to obey the spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada under the guidance of devotees. So under the guidance of devotees, we have to follow the instruction of spiritual master, and by following the instruction of spiritual master, we can get the mercy of Krishna, and that's how we can perfect our human form of life and can go back to Krishna. Okay, and what are the instructions of a spiritual master? What Prabhupada wants us to follow? 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. Today, New Year started in Bengal and somewhere South India. People are, madly they are into indulging into meat eating. Today, meat eating so rampant. Every now and then, people are bringing meat and killing animals and eating that. Just see how much devastating it is, so destructive it is. Anna? So we should not do this. We should follow the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. Intoxication includes tea and coffee also. So we should not take even tea, coffee. If you are taking, please start avoiding. And no illicit affairs. Sex beyond marriage should be avoided. And fifth one is chanting 16 rounds every day without fail. These are the 5 regulative principles Prabhupada has asked us to follow. Yes, all of us are limited, conditioned souls. We may fail to follow, but our desire should be this: one day I have to follow the instruction of my spiritual master. That desire should be there. If desire is there, then Krishna will facilitate. Don't worry whether you are able to follow or not follow, but this desire should be there. At least have desire. No, desire रहने में क्या problem है? कोई पैसा थोड़ी ना खर्च हो रहा है. Just have desire that one day I want to chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles. Even though today you are not able to follow, but should have desire. So here again Prabhupada writes in the purport. After this we'll conclude. यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत प्रसादो यस्य अप्रसादा न गति कुतोपि ध्यायं स्तुवं तस्य यशस्त्री संध्यम वंदे गुरो श्री चरणारविंदम. Translation is: by satisfaction of the spiritual master, the supreme personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत प्रसादो, मतलब गुरु की प्रसाद. प्रसाद means कृपा, mercy. By the mercy of Guru, we get the mercy of Krishna, Bhagwan. एंड यस्य अप्रसादा न गति कुतोपि, और अगर गुरु की कृपा नहीं मिली, न गति, और कोई गति नहीं है, वी आर लॉस्ट इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड, न गति कुतोपि, देयर इज नो वे फॉर अस. सो ध्यान सुवम तस्य यशस्त्री संध्यम. देयरफॉर हमें दिन में 3 संध्या होती, मॉर्निंग में, आफ्टरनून में, इवनिंग में. ये तीनों संध्याएं हमें अपने गुरु को याद करना चाहिए. There is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness without satisfying the spiritual master. So it is very, very important. It is not an option whether I will choose spiritual master or not. Choosing spiritual master is not an option. It is a must. We must accept spiritual master and follow his commandments, his orders. And by his mercy, we will get Krishna's mercy. Krishna directly will never ever give any mercy to anybody. We are not that much qualified like Hanuman that directly we receive mercy of Krishna. No, we want the via media of spiritual master. Through spiritual master only we can please Krishna. So therefore our mission in life should be to follow the orders of spiritual master under the guidance of devotees. So with this I will stop. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, you can continue. Tomorrow is Hanuman Jayanti. So happy Hanuman Jayanti. Wish you happy Hanuman Jayanti. Tomorrow you can do some more number of rounds chanting. Any question related to Hanuman Jayanti or anything what we discussed today? Tomorrow fasting is there? No fasting tomorrow. Tomorrow there is no fasting. You can chant more number of rounds you can chant.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु, दंडवत प्रणाम.
हाँ, हरे कृष्णा पीयूष, दंडवत.
एक क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे हम लोग किसी सिचुएशन को लेके एंग्सियस हो जाते हैं,
हाँ,
तो वो एंग्सियस होना वो सही होता है या फिर हमारे लिए मतलब गलत है वो चीज?
भगवान के लिए अगर आप एंजाइटी ले रहे हैं दैट इज करेक्ट. अपने खुद के सेंसेस के लिए एंग्जियस हो रहे हैं दैट इज नॉट अलाउड, दैट इज नॉट करेक्ट. खुद के सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन के लिए जॉब नहीं लग रही है, मेरा प्लेसमेंट नहीं हो रहा, मेरा ये नहीं हो रहा, वो नहीं हो रहा, ये एंजाइटी लेना ही नहीं. दिस एंजाइटी इज फुलिशनेस.
we should take anxiety for Krishna. Oh, मेरी chanting नहीं हो रही, I should get anxiety. मेरा reading नहीं हो रहा, मैंने आज lecture miss कर दिया, I should take anxiety. So for this we should take anxiety, not for this cheap material achievements. No. Anyway, these are all dream. हम लोगों ने discuss किया, ये सारी चीजें dream में. ड्रीम में कोई चीज अगर नहीं मिला तो उसके लिए क्या कोई रोता है क्या? ड्रीम था, नहीं मिला, कोई बात नहीं, मुझे तो बाहर उठना ना, बाहर ड्रीम से बाहर आना, दैट शुड बी द ना गोल. सो ड्रीम में कुछ मिला कुछ नहीं मिला उसके लिए कोई नहीं रोता. बच्चे होते हैं ना, जैसे बच्चे बच्चे क्या होते हैं, सैंड कैसल्स. जब आप बीच पे कभी जाएंगे तो देयर स्मॉल स्मॉल किड्स व्हेन दे गो अलोंग विद देयर पेरेंट्स ऑन द बीच banks of the not bank beach of the ocean, their students will be busy in making sand castles. वो घर बनाएंगे वहां पर और खेलेंगे. मान लो भाई है और एक ब्रदर सिस्टर है, वो वहां गए हैं, सैंड कैसल्स बना रहे हैं, घर बना रहे हैं और उसमें है ना वो सब कर रहे हैं, खेल रहे हैं. अचानक से एक स्ट्रॉन्ग वेव आता है और सब सैंड कैसल्स को डिस्ट्रॉय करके चला जाता है. Then they start crying, oh मेरा घर खत्म हो गया, ब्रेक हो गया. And they are side by father and mother, they are sitting and laughing. वो हंस रहे हैं देख के कि बच्चे रो रहे हैं, लेकिन बच्चे सीरियसली रो रहे हैं. this boy is seriously crying, small kid. He is thinking, oh मेरा पूरा मेहनत खत्म हो गया, मेरा घर बर्बाद हो गया. But other their parents are sitting and they are laughing, mother father. So in the same way, Krishna is laughing when we are become anxious. We are becoming anxious for material things, and we are crying. Ultimately, these are all castles. Like one strong wave will come and everything will be finished. But these are not our real thing. These are temporary things. Our real business is to go back to Krishna. So that should be our understanding. We should not get anxious for here some kind of petty material attachments or material achievements.
तो बट प्रभु ये चीज तो समझ रहे होते हैं कि हाँ, ये मान लीजिए जैसे एक एग्जांपल में लो कि किसी सिचुएशन कोई काम है करने के लिए और उस काम को करना है, तो वो एंक्सियस हो रखे हैं कि ये काम मुझे जल्दी से करना है या फिर इसी मतलब अभी करना है, थोड़ी देर बाद करना है. वो जब तक होता नहीं है तो हम ये चीज सोचते रहते हैं. ये भी समझ रहे हैं कि ये मतलब इसमें एंक्सियस होने का कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी माइंड हमें मतलब उसी डायरेक्शन में ट्रिगर करता रहता है. तो इस चीज से मतलब कैसे बाहर आ सकते हैं? मतलब
वो उसको आप ऐसे करें, उस वर्क को ही आप कृष्णा से कनेक्ट कर लो, सिंपल.
ओके.
अल्टीमेटली
मतलब ऐसे ही बोल सकते हैं कि ये वर्क जो हम कृष्णा को डिवोट कर रहे हैं और मतलब उनके लिए ही कर रहे हैं.
If you want to do job, you connect that job with Krishna. I will do job for Krishna. I will, whatever salary I'll get, I will give it for Krishna. So now your job is now not a material activity, it has become a spiritual activity. To take anxiety, become anxious. Now getting the point. Anyway, you will take anxiety. So take anxiety in service of Krishna. And how to make your duty as service of Krishna? Connect that duty with Krishna. Okay, I am studying for Krishna. I should get good marks for Krishna so that people may say, oh, this boy, this girl, he or he chants Hare Krishna, therefore he is able to perform it better. So therefore I should study nicely. I should get a job, good job, and if I get a good job, people will, neighborhood people, they will say, oh, he chants very nicely, he is devotee of Krishna, therefore he is very successful. And therefore I should do a good job. Whatever money I'll get, I'll donate for Krishna's service. So therefore I should do job. So like this, you connect everything for Krishna's service. Then you see, your activity will become Krishna consciousness, and this activity will purify you. Otherwise, any activity if you do for your gratification, even though you may not be gratifying, even if you are using that money for your bare minimum necessities of life, you may be thinking कि प्रभु जी मैं तो gratification करता ही नहीं, मेरे तो minimum necessities में ही चला जाता है. Even out of that also you should cut and give something for Krishna. Then your money will be purified. Just like what we eat, first we offer to Krishna, then remaining things becomes pure prasadam, and then we consume that. Otherwise, anything without offering to Krishna, if we consume that, is sin. In the same way, even money also, you earned money and in the process of earning money, you have committed so much of sin. And you got money at the end of the month, and you yourself have enjoyed. You use that money in your sense gratification or material activity without purifying that money, then that money will be the cause of your bondage. It will bound you here in this material world. So what we have to do, get money and give some amount in donation to Krishna. then what will happen? All the money will be purified. It is called द्रव्य शुद्धि. जैसे भोग हम ऑफर करते हैं भगवान को तो प्रसाद बन जाता है, it becomes purified, no? In the same way money should also be purified. It is dravya shuddhi. Unless we donate the money into Krishna, it is full of all sins, because 1 month you have worked so many things, you have killed so many living entities, and in the process so many sinful activities you have performed, you have committed. So to become immune from all those sinful reactions, you must give some money to Krishna, because Krishna has ultimately has given you the strength, he has given you the memory, therefore you are able to earn money. So give some out as a gratitude, as a feeling of gratitude towards Krishna. You give that money to Krishna. This belongs to you. Anyway, you are not in hungry, but this is my gratitude I am offering to you. I am feeling gratitude. This is my love for you. So then donate for Krishna. So like this, all activities can be connected to Krishna. This is the beauty of our movement, Krishna consciousness movement. This is the beauty. No, here nothing is denying. Whatever you are doing, just go on doing. Nothing is denial. Our process is not denial. Like in Jain religion, they deny everything. Oh, this is Maya, money is Maya, ladki is Maya, this is Maya, that is Maya. This is not there in our Krishna consciousness. In our Krishna consciousness, everything is utilized. Even sex life is also utilized. Just see, Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says, Kamo Asmi Bharatar. So even this sex life, if it is performed as per religious principle, that sex life is me. So everything has got a place in our Krishna consciousness. Nothing is, useless in the creation of the Lord. Everything has got a use. So we should know how to use. Therefore, it is said, under the able guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, we should perform the duty. Otherwise, we'll be misled and we'll be confused and we'll be frustrated. Then we'll not be knowing how to do, what to do, how to please Krishna. और हम कुछ भी सो करेंगे और हमें लगेगा कृष्णा को प्लीज कर रहे हैं. No. So therefore, we require guidance of a spiritual master through the disciplic succession and through the channel given by Prabhupada, taking the guidance of devotees. Okay? ठीक है? चलो ठीक है. So now we'll stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.